Okay, so update. I was terminated from Lyft for wrongful termination. However, since I'm in the state of California, there's a bylaw that to me seems like it's in more favor of the employee or the employer rather than employee. It states that because we are in the state of California, we are a free-to-work state. Therefore, the employee can walk off the job without a 2 weeks notice. But if you remember the last 8 years, who the hell would do that? Someone that's mentally unstable, if you ask me. The flip side of the coin is that the employer can terminate without cause unless it is an illegal act. Once again, sounds like it's more in favor of the employer. But I'm back to just Uber, and that may or may not have been a godsend. Since I've been terminated from Lyft, I've been grinding the shit out of Uber, and I'm finally getting out of debt. If nothing else goes wrong, I should be out of debt with Uber itself within the next 2 days. And then I can start catching up on my lease. I'll tell you what, I'm going to start putting money towards getting into the positive instead of neutral ground. That way, if this ever happens again, I've got my ass covered. However, yeah, I did not realize just how badly I was suffering because of Uber Pool. You know, this is just one way for the customer to gouge the driver. That's all it is. Because Uber knows full well that we're not always guaranteed to have a second customer, therefore we can't afford, but we cannot afford. We cannot afford to take the calls, but we cannot afford to not take the calls. I mean, what if it's a $100 fare? That's from San Marcos to well above Irvine. But at the same time, how much gas are we using? In the long run, we make $20, if that, off of that, because we have to replace the gasoline. And that's an hour and 40-minute drive without traffic. So, no. Uber Pool is not a fair system, not to the driver. But customers don't care, neither do the CEOs. The only person that cares is the driver themselves. Because the CEO doesn't care if we have families at home, neither do the passengers. But I can tell you this. If Uber doesn't get an option to turn that off, a lot of drivers are going to start refusing Uber Pool. The fact is, the full-time driver can ill afford taking or not taking those calls. The part-time driver can, because they have a second income. It's just not a fair system. That's one of the reasons why drivers are saying we're not paid enough. Simply put, we're not. $1.75 a mile, 15 cents a minute, and then cut that in half because of Uber Pool. That's where the argument is coming from. You cut that in half, we're making less than $1 a mile. So, people don't take that into consideration. They don't care. Uber is a service. It's better than the taxi company. You're not going to be waiting 30 minutes. You're guaranteed to have at least a semi-clean car, a polite driver, and you're guaranteed to get there safely. These are all arguments my customers have used against taxi services. And if you take one yourself, you're bound to come across them. A dirty car, smelly driver, rude driver, 30 to 40 minute wait. It's a service, and you want to treat us like scum by taking the pool system, and the CEOs just don't care. That's fine. I've resorted to not accepting pool calls. And I guarantee you I'm not the only one out there, and I won't be the last one either. It's got to go. It's got to go. That's all there is to it. Anyways, that's all I've had to say for this video. I'm going to go ahead and stop and start looking for work because it's clearly not out here in Oceanside.